This is a short video to show how we've been fooled again about wearing masks. Join me in 20 seconds and I'll show you what the CDC really says about wearing masks. Hi, this is Philip Kirk, your third grandfather in Nashville. Since this video is about wearing masks, I want you to know that I am not telling you to or not to wear a mask. That is your decision. What I am telling you is that the CDC in May 2020, about a month and a half ago, did a study compiling research available concerning wearing masks, and it shows that we've been fooled again about the efficacy of masks in regard to the prevention of the spread of the C-19 virus. This information is just now coming to light. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about a report that was put out in May 2020 by the Centers for Disease Control titled Nonpharmaceutical Measures for Pandemic Influenza in Non-Healthcare Settings, Personal Protective and Environmental Measures. Now I know that's a long, awkward title, but basically what this report is about is a review of the credible research that has been done concerning personal protective measures in relation to influenza virus transmission, including hand hygiene, respiratory etiquette, and face masks. And respiratory etiquette is simply how you handle your coughing or your sneezing, whether or not you cough into your elbow or using a tissue, and what you do with the tissue afterward. There were 4 databases that were used to search for this information, which were Medline, PubMed, Embase, that's E-M-B-A-S-E, and Central. This video, however, is limited to the results of the research concerning face masks only. So that I won't be misinterpreting or incorrectly paraphrasing this report, I'm going to read just a few short sections from it. The first is as follows. In our systematic review, we identified 10 RCTs, and RCTs is randomized controlled trials, in other words, experiments, that reported estimates of the effectiveness of face masks in reducing laboratory-confirmed influenza virus infections in the community from literature published during 1946 through July 27, 2018. And folks, that's a long time. In pooled analysis, we found no significant reduction in influenza transmission with the use of face masks. Let me repeat that again. We found no significant reduction in influenza transmission with the use of face masks. Boom. 2 of these 10 studies were in university settings, and the report states that these 2 studies in university settings assessed the effectiveness of face masks for primary protection by monitoring the incidence of laboratory-confirmed influenza among student hall residents for 5 months. The overall reduction in ILI, which that means influenza-like illness or laboratory-confirmed influenza cases in the face of masks groups, was not significant in either study. In other words, the overall reduction in ILI cases in the face mask group was not significant in either study. Boom. The CDC report went on to talk about the disposable medical mask. Got one here just like this. Disposable medical masks, also known as surgical masks, are loose-fitting devices that were designed to be worn by medical personnel to protect accidental contamination of patient wounds and to protect the wearer against splashes or sprays of bodily fluids. There is limited evidence for their effectiveness in preventing influenza virus transmission, either when worn by the infected person or source control, or when worn by uninfected persons to reduce exposure. Our systematic review found no significant effect of face masks on transmission of laboratory-confirmed influenza. Again, let me repeat that. Our systematic review found no significant effect of face masks on transmission of laboratory-confirmed influenza. Again, boom. The report stated that the better masks, such as the N95 and P2 masks, worked better than the disposable medical masks. However, they always appear to be in short supply during pandemics and should be reserved for use in healthcare settings or in special subpopulations such as immunocompromised persons in the community, in other words, the elderly and those with bad underlying conditions, first responders, and those performing other critical community functions as supplies permit. So there you have it, folks. Many local and state governments, and I'm speaking about mine here in Nashville, Tennessee, also have ordered us to wear masks and have used the threat of arrest, fines, and possible incarceration. On what basis? Are the mayors of these small towns and larger cities much better equipped to research the efficacy of wearing masks involving influenza-like illnesses, or is the CDC? The CDC says there's hardly any benefit to wearing them, and yet our government officials, with their default position always being to suppress and oppress the citizens, have chosen to pit us against each other and to pit businesses against their own customers, perhaps now under false pretenses. I have found masks to be both uncomfortable and demeaning, and there is substantial evidence to show they do reduce the amount of oxygen that a person takes in and also increases the amount of carbon dioxide that a person breathes in, and that's not what you want. You want just the opposite. But our government officials are silent in regard to that. I'm going to put a link in the notes below this video so that you perhaps might make a copy of this CDC report. And if you believe, as I do, you may want to make several copies and hand them out to people who have been baptized by the government propaganda that masks will defeat a virus. Let's see. What government has been a leader for many years in dictating that its citizens wear masks? That's right. Communist China. Are they our new role model? Thank you very much. Over and out.